We'll start with the flag salute.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with provisions of the Act, the Sussex-Wantage Regional School District Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the school building, and notice of said meeting sent to the New Jersey Herald and the Star-Ledger.
Sussex-Wantage School Mission Statement. The Sussex-Wantage Regional School District is a responsive, caring, child-centered community. Our mission is to educate each individual to become confident, competent, lifelong learner, and productive, responsible citizen by providing challenging opportunities in a safe environment through a partnership of families, schools, and communities.
At this time, we'll do the certification of election results. These are the results of the November 2nd, 2021 general election, and they are as follows. Member, Board of Education for Wantage Township, 3-year term, Dorothy L. Whitty, 2,930 votes. Danielle Zilberry, 2,873 votes. And Alyssa Cicchini, 2,954 votes, with 98 write-in votes. At this time, we'll do the oath of office for the newly elected board member and the incumbent board members that were elected. You guys want to stand up? You guys can all do it simultaneously. I will start it. I,
Dorothy Whitty, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
yeah, oh, you can say it at the same time if you want. So no, I,
Alyssa Cicchini, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law of office for a member of the Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, or disqualified due to the conviction of the crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
do you two want to do the last part?
You can just do it at the same time.
Yeah.
I, Dorothy Whitty, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Okay, congratulations. And Ms. Cicchini, if you want to join us. At this time, we will take a roll call. Mrs. Cicchini? Here. Mrs. Cooper Trinidad? Here. Ms. Laura Malika is not here. Mr. Giuliano?
Here.
Mr. Nuss?
Yeah.
Mrs. Stahl is not here. Mrs. Whitty?
Here.
Mrs. Zilberry? Here. Mr. D'Agostino?
Here.
We have a quorum. At this time, we will look for nominations for board president.
I'd like to nominate Nick.
Second.
Second. Okay, are there any other nominations for president at this time? Okay, Mr. Nuss?
Yes.
Mr. Juliano?
Yes.
Ms. Cicchini?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Dilberry?
Yes.
And Mr. D'Agostino.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. D'Agostino.
Thank you.
We'll now relinquish the spot to you.
All right, thank you. At this time, we will take nominations for vice president, and I would like to nominate Dorothy Whitty. Can I look for a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for vice president? Roll call, please.
Mr. D'Agostino.
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper Trinidad.
Yes.
Ms. Cicchini.
Yes.
Mr. Juliano.
Yes.
Mr. Nuss.
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty.
Yes.
Mrs. Dilberry.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mrs. Whitty.
Congratulations. At this time, we will move on to the report of the superintendent of schools.
Thank you. Just want to say congratulations, Mr. D'Agostino and Mrs. Whitty. Happy New Year to everyone out there, and just want to thank everyone for been a real team effort coming back from the holiday break. And just want to express our gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gall. I would like to say Happy New Year to everyone before we move on. Congratulations to Mrs. Cicchini, Mrs. Whitty, Mrs. Zilberry. Welcome to the board, Mrs. Cicchini. It's going to be a great year for Sussex-Wantage, and we will keep it short and sweet. So let's move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about matters of interest to the district. Are there any audience remarks? Yes, ma'am, if you could come to the podium again.
Hello. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Hi, good to see you all again. I know I gave you, Jane of Arts, 34, you need to.
Thank you.
Okay, I know I gave you some information to read over during the holidays. Not sure how many of you did. In the meantime, I've taken more information down, and I do want to make it clear again about some of the statistics and things that are happening. And what I would really like to make an announcement about is what the VAERS report has to say. And does anybody here on this board know what the VAERS report is? And that is actually what is reported for the, you know what, that's going on with everybody, okay? The swine flu shut the vaccine program down after 25 deaths. We've supposedly already had over 21,000 deaths, and that's supposedly only a 1% reporting. There's already been over 1 million adverse reactions reported from this that we are coercing, that is illegal, to tell our children to do what? Our children have a 99.998% chance. We all have a 95+% chance. Remember, where did the influenza virus go last year? It disappeared all of a sudden. Can anybody here hold their hand up and answer to me what happened in 2018 with the influenza? Does anybody here know how many people died from the influenza? Just from the flu virus. Does anybody here know? Because I can tell you, it was over 700,000 people. That's like the number that, quote, we had from this COVID. Okay? We have influenza every single year. We have viruses. I've spoken about this. I spoke about this back in September. You're not going to escape viruses and influenza and whatnot. That is going around every single year. It repeats and it changes every single year. Why do you think they change the flu vaccine every single year? And nobody wants to go take it. What happened in 2018? Did anybody mask? Did anybody do social distance? Did anybody say anything about the fact that, we've got a lot of deaths going on? No. But that's what's going on now. And I gave you a lot of information to look at and read, and it will show you facts about what took place from way back and before 2015, 2002, 2005. Dr. Fauci even said in 2008, he did a study on the masks. And he talked about the Spanish flu, and in 1918, the Spanish flu, that crazy thing that killed a lot of people, that everybody thought it was the Spanish flu, it wasn't. It was all from the cloth masks, because they carry bacteria, and they carry that stuff that you spit out every day, that you're supposed to be able to do your thing. So if anybody wants to wear a mask, let them. But I think it should be something that should be optional. It's not been proven effective. The social distancing has not been proven effective. I put this out in front of you. There's felonies being committed. I don't think you want to be liable, and I really don't think that any of us want this. Our children are suffering right now, terribly. My grandson, I can't even hardly understand him right now. He's been so masked up, and he holds his head down, and he doesn't even have conversation. This is killing our kids. The suicide rates are up, the drug rates are up, the domestic rates are up, everything is happening. And we need to think about not only, our kids are not a threat. They have a 99.998% chance of survival, just like we all have a 95+% chance. They're not a threat to us. We need to let them go unmasked, unsocial distance, go back to being kids. They are not what we need to see suffer, and they're the ones that are suffering more than any of us. They really are. They are the ones that are suffering. And I do know for a fact from Dr. Fauci's study in 2008 that he's hiding, because he did a study that he showed that the respiratory infections that came upon from wearing masks over our faces all day long and breathing back in the bacterials and the virus stuff that goes in and out of us on a daily basis is what caused all of this bacterial viruses in their lungs. And I'm trying to save our children. As far as this injection goes, let me say this. I've gotten even more recent information of doctors that literally have came forward. They have nothing to gain and everything to lose. Their license are on the line. And they are letting us know that the bottom line is that this is killing our T cells, our lymphocytes. We're destroying them. It's destroying our immune system. That is why the ones that are, quote, now having this so-called thing is like now, it's shooting down your immune system. So why would we do this to our children? Why would our children have the best immunity, our God-given immunity? Why would we do this to our children? It's an experimental vaccination right now. It is still under experimental use. There are no liabilities. Nobody can be held accountable. We've got over 21,000 deaths reported on the VAERS, and that's supposedly only 1% reporting. What does that say to you? 21, the swine flu, like I said, the swine flu, 25 deaths shut down the vaccine program. And we've had over 20,000 deaths, which is underreported. We're looking at, our children are our future. Our children are our future. And we're looking at this that goes in, that the doctors are showing now, that says how this is affecting all of the organs and the reproductive organs. And there's been no long-term study to show anything to say if our young little girls or young little boys are gonna be able to have children down the road. I think about my grandchildren right now. I don't wanna see happen what's already happening. We've got young children already dying. We have athletes dying, professional athletes that are at the peak of their performance, and they're dying on the fields because they had to do this, and they are getting the blood clotting, the myocarditis, the pericarditis. I can go on. The Guillain-Barrés. I mean, I can go on. The lists are there, and I gave you the information. But we need to think about our children, and we need to keep them safe, because this is still under an emergency use authorization, and there are no liabilities. Nobody is paying for the people that have been injured. Nobody's paying anybody to the persons that died. Nobody's doing anything. They don't have to, because they're not liable. I just hope that you all realize that what is going on here is a violation of codes that I gave you, and felonies that's going on. I don't think you want to be involved. I think you want the best interest of our children. You're not medical doctors or nurses. The masks are considered a medical device, and that suppresses the oxygen, just like I've talked to you about me. I have COPD. I can't handle a mask. I can't handle it. There's a lot of people out there that can't handle it, and you are all subjecting yourself to bacterial infection. And if the masks get washed every day, I don't know. I have a hard time just grabbing my grandsons and trying to wash his mask. So I'm just saying, I've presented lots of evidence to you. And this right now, this, the #1 selling book, that's already trying to be suppressed. Nope, they don't want anybody seeing the real truth. This man, as if everything else that I gave you information on, there's plenty there, and that's, I'm sorry. I'm trying to protect our children, and you as well. You as well. Okay, thank you very much. Happy New Year.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year. Are there any other audience remarks? Seeing none, I will look for a motion to adjourn, please. Thank you. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?